I don't want to waste everybody's time because we are coming here to hear Dr. Schmidt, not my view. But I will challenge his use of this term, Leiber equilibrium. I will give you a simple example of what is health. Health is like a spinning top where you are spinning very fast when you're young. When your energy is dissipated as you grow older, it starts to slow down. And in the process of slowing down, you then develop unstable equilibrium. This is a natural phenomenon. Now, health is actually a stable equilibrium, not unstable equilibrium. Disease is something that dissipates our energy. If disease sucks the energy out of us, then we will become unhealthy. And the spinning top is going to wobble. What we want to achieve is to add energy to the spinning top to keep it stable. This is my analogy of good health. Leiber equilibrium is an unstable state of affair, and it's not healthy. There's nothing good or bad in change. You cannot say the universe is unstable. Everything goes in cycle. The end is a new beginning. That's a reset, as Dr. Schmidt said. So it's going along a very long cycle. But life is a small universe. We are actually living in a very small cycle within a large cycle. So the universe will also change. One day it will reset itself. But our life is also resetting. But some people live longer, some people don't, because of our energy. If we have energy to maintain our immune system active, then we are healthy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. So, Mr. Song gave this example of spinning like a gyrus. Gyrus, you call gyrus? Yeah, gyroscope is the whole thing by a spinning gyrus. And this is exactly a very good example, and this is another very good example of Lee. Because in physics you would not call a gyrus a stable phenomenon. It's labile, and it's labile to the degree that it spins slower. So that's an interesting thing. Labile means in physics that it has only one, basically one contact point with the surrounding. So it has all innumerable degrees of freedom. So if you have something that has more limited degrees of freedom, then you have more stability. That's the physics understanding of stability. Whereas like a gyrus or like somebody in a tree position can fall this way, this way, this way, this way. Yeah? So we have unlimited numbers of freedom. Yes? But if I stand like this, I cannot fall in this way. It's impossible. I can fall forward. So if I have 3 legs, I can even fall in less directions. So a gyrus is a very good, and actually usually I have one with me to show this as an example, because it's just amazing when you have it at a higher speed. It's almost invincible, because you can hit it from there, can hit it from there. It always comes back to a directed and a vertical position. Yes, and this is contrary to our intuition, because how can be something that's just on one point, how can it always by itself come up? Yeah, and this is a new, not new, but it's an old thing that is now being used, for example, in the Segway. Anyone drove with a Segway until now? It's an amazing invention. Like you see it on many airports, where the people on this thing standing just on two wheels, and you can rent it in most places, and you just accelerate by moving your weight forward, you brake by moving your weight backward, turn left by moving your weight left or right, and you have no steering wheel. We did this in Portugal, and then Deborah was on it the first time, and then there was the ocean, and we were going towards the ocean, and then I said, move backwards, and then we'll break it, and she did this. So this is like so one part goes forward and the other goes backward. The good thing is that this is heavier in her case, so that's why she did brake just before going over the edge. So, but this is really a funny story about the gyroscope, because the Segway has several gyroscopes inside spinning. So they create this stability, but it's a labile stability. Because why? Again, it's a definition by physics. It looks stabile, but it's labile, a labile state, because it has only one contact with the environment, so it has an unlimited numbers of freedom. And that's exactly what I want to say. This DLE is just not taught in school. And of course we don't want to get crazy, because crazy is just basically having no point of contact anymore with the outside. You're living in your own world. But the dynamic labile equilibrium has one point of contact, and therefore physically has an unlimited numbers of freedom. Yes?
When you have something unstable, it's not a desirable situation. The reason a gyroscope or a top spinning and you displace it slightly, it will bounce back because of its rotational energy. Without this rotational energy, it will not bounce back. So good health is meaning you have this rotational energy to bounce back to the healthy state. In actual case, in a gyroscope, it has only one spinning wheel, not several. Just like a top. Gyroscope is more stable than a top because it has this mass concentrated on the rim of the wheel. That's why it creates more momentum and more righting ability than a top. A top has a mass distributed around the body of the top, although it can also come back into a stable state. But it's not as effective as a gyro. Even a gyro has a slight movement, wobble, we call perturbation in engineering. And this is normal. If you have a gyro fixed on two axes, then it's static. If you have one contact point, it's free to move about and wobble slightly. This is still equilibrium, but it's a stable equilibrium, not an unstable equilibrium. So my challenge is, instead of DLE, I would say it's DSE, dynamic, stable, equilibrium.
Okay,
Thank you.
very good. So let's call it DSE for now.